Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a esta entrevista. El día de hoy estamos juntos a una artista de talla mundial que estoy segura los ha ayudado y ministrado en sus tiempos de intimidad con Dios. Démosle la bienvenida a Taya. Hi Taya, welcome to Peru.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, it is lovely to get to be here with you. And I apologize, I only speak English and a tiny un poquito español. So I get to express my love for Jesus in English, but also very excited that we will get to express our love for Jesus in Spanish as we sing together as well. So it's an honor to get to be here with you.
Oh, that's so good to know. Taya, you are uh, a voice that has marked a generation, right? Many people know you, but now that you are together with Marcos Witt on this Legado Tour, I want to know, and we want to know, what does it mean to you to be part of this album, which has like the name, it's a legacy, right? Okay, so what means to you? What means to Taya to be part of Legado Tour with Marcos Witt?
I mean, my gosh, I have been given the utmost privilege of getting to stand on platforms worldwide and to get to declare the goodness of God in the land of the living and to get to now do this alongside Marcos. The honor is all mine because we got to, know him. We get to be part of a tour together along the border of the United States and Mexico, and it's lovely when you see someone is the same off the stage as on the stage, and how he loves God, he loves his wife Miriam, and loves his family and his team, and we just had conversations about the presence of God and about family. And he this is his 43rd record. I am on my second. 43 makes me feel sick, but I just what an honor that he would choose for his 43rd record, even though he has this revelation of singing a new song unto the Lord, like it says in the Psalms. How beautiful that he would then go, no, this is like his heart is always for the young people to come through, and that it wouldn't just be him blazing a trail and that's it, but rather like it's meant to be a well worn trodden path to the presence of God and to who he is, and you invite people along that. And I think that's what this Legado album and tour is, that it's hey, come along, and perhaps walking younger people through doors and places that they wouldn't necessarily be able to, but because it's with his name and his reputation, the doors and the opportunities have opened for people to get to declare the goodness of God in their tone, in their language, in their expression of who he is to them. And that's kingdom. That's, it's biblical. One generation shall, declare the works of God to the next generation. And I love that that's the scriptures being fulfilled through this record and through Marcos. And it's an honor to get to stand beside him and to get to know him, not just, as a worship leader, but as a friend and someone that you get to look to and go, oh gosh, like how did you do this? And and I think even now he's loving God, he's loving his wife, and he's loving his family, and we just pray God's utmost protection and blessing upon him as he continues to blaze blaze the trail for all of us coming
Oh yeah,
behind.
definitely. And you are a well recognized face to all the people that have that are Christians and maybe even non-Christians, because for example your the song Oceans, there many people knew you because of that song, and I've seen people that even they don't go to the church but they know the song, they've been touched by it. And you have a great gift, which is your voice, but something that we can also know about you from this solo journey that you are on now, it's your ability to write. And I also listened to you before that you've written songs from before these solo albums, right? Okay, so what leads you to, or what inspired you to those moments of writing?
Yeah, oh my gosh. Well, I always feel like I'm a little bit of a novice. Because I mean, I used to write when I was little, and then I moved to Sydney, and I stopped writing. It was either having money for food, because I worked a retail job, and just went to my church and my youth ministry and served. And so it was like, do I eat or do I buy a piano? And I was like, I'm gonna eat. So I didn't have a piano, so then I just made the excuse that I didn't write, and then I started traveling, and I actually didn't write for a period of 7 years. People would ask me, do you write? And I said no. So I lied, and it was actually the root of it was pride. And it would seem like it was humility, like no, 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 like I'm traveling with like the best songwriters, like I don't write songs, I didn't write Oceans. It's like no, no, I don't write. But actually it was the fear of man, and it was the fear of what other people would think about my songs, because it would sound different and it's using different chords and a different feel than perhaps what people would be used to. And so I it seemed humble, but it wasn't. It was actually pride. It was, fear of what someone else would say. And so I didn't do it for the longest time. And I remember reading that parable of the talents in the Bible of, here's a master, and he said, okay, here's 5 talents. To another he gave 3, to another he gave 1. He said, I'm going to go away for a period of time, um, you know, and then I'm going to come back and see what you've done with what I've given you.
Yes.
He came back after a period of time, and the person with 5 doubled it, they had 10. The person with 3 doubled it, had 6. The person who had 1 talent buried it, because he said, I knew you were a harsh master,
Yeah.
and I was like worried that I wouldn't be able to do anything with it. So here it is. I buried it. I didn't, double it. I didn't, and then the master was like devastated. It was like, what have you done with what I've given you? You didn't even put it in a bank where it could gain interest and at least get a little bit more for it. So they took the talent off him, gave it to the one who had many. And so I felt very convicted by that when I had buried, a talent of like writing, and at least even if it was just for the Lord, like that's enough.
Yes.
But I didn't do that, and I was worried about, other people's opinions, like whether anyone hears it or not. Like we always say that when you make a record or you do anything for the Lord, the result is on Him.
Yes.
My job is to do the best job with what He's asked of me to do, regardless of wherever it goes, regardless of how many people and all that. If anything, take the pressure off ourselves of going, that's not my domain, that's the Lord, so I can just chill out and not worry about that.
Yeah.
And just do a good job with what He's asked me to do, as unto the Lord, with all my might and strength. Let me do it unto Him. And so to step back in was one of those like humbling moments of, I know I'm meant to be doing this. You've been extremely gracious and kind. And even though I hadn't written for 7 years, there was 7 years worth of journals and prayers and, meditating on scripture and process and marinating. So it felt like I was turning on a tap and it just gushed out, because it was 7 years worth of that. And I'm so gracious and grateful to God for that. But very funny, because you have all the time in the world to write for your first record, and then no time in the world to write for your second, because you've just been stewarding it, and then all of a sudden it comes upon you. And I've just experienced God's kindness. I still feel like a novice when it comes to songwriting, but we're here to, as unto the Lord, with everything that we would put our hand to do, that we would do it with all of our might. And so I'm gearing up for this. There's another little sweet little project and another record at some point, and I'm, looking to God for the inspiration, and I know that He'll give it. If you seek Him with all of your heart, like He's there to be found. He's not hiding. And so I'm excited for all that's yet to come, and I just hope that in me sharing this, that it would encourage young people and the older generation, the millennials, and even the boomers, and whatever generation, that you would, with whatever your hands find to do, that you would do it with all your might as unto the Lord. And who knows, like, again, the result is not on us, that's on God. He can do whatever He wants to do or not, and that is okay. And take the pressure off. Perhaps one person needs to hear that song that you wrote to the Lord in your bedroom, and maybe it was just for that one person to encounter Him. But more than that, write it for Jesus. Like, honor God, worship Him, give Him the glory, give Him the praise through, your testimony that overcame, like it says in Revelations, by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. And so let it be a testimony of God's faithfulness, of His kindness, in whatever situation, in whatever facet, in whatever language, in whatever musical tone that He would have you to do it, because you're going to reach people that I'm not going to reach. And you know, we want everyone to know about Jesus. And so I would just encourage you to do it with all of your might. And I'm learning how to do it as well. And again, saying that as someone who's a novice, not someone who is professional in any sense of the word, but just trying to be a good steward of what God gave. So yeah, this is worthy of it.
Awesome, Taya. So this is also not only for musicians, right? God has
Everyone.
given us different talents and gifts. So I think your testimony is really motivational to all the people that are watching us, right? I know that you are inspiring. You keep inspiring generations, millennials, Gen Z, right? Okay, and I know that you are going to continue inspiring the newer generations, right? That's great. So thank you, Taya, for this interview today. It's a pleasure again to have you here in Peru. Gracias, amigos. No nos olvidemos que este domingo 5 de octubre estará Marcos Witt junto con Taya en el Estadio San Marcos. Gracias a Ilimitado Pro que nos ha dado esta bendición de tener a grandes artistas en Lima, Perú. Gracias, conmigo será hasta otra oportunidad. Thank you, Taya.
Muchas gracias. See you there.